What's breaking in the world of tech and innovation? You're locked into Qualcomm Pulse, and we've got your essential updates. Get ready for some major moves that could reshape the industry. From groundbreaking chip advancements to strategic government plays, you won't want to miss a second of this. Let's dive in. First up, a seismic shift in the semiconductor landscape. The U.S. government is reportedly exploring significant equity stakes in semiconductor giants Samsung Electronics and TSMC. This move, potentially tied to CHIPS Act funding, could fundamentally alter the global tech supply chain. Then, we pivot to the heart of innovation with Google's latest processor. The new Tensor G5 is here, promising a leap forward for Pixel devices. What does this mean for performance, efficiency, and the future of mobile AI? And we're looking at the market impact of TSMC's strategic positioning. With recent tariff exemptions and a strong stock performance, is this chip titan still an undervalued opportunity for investors? We break down the numbers and the narrative. Finally, we're diving deep into the specifics of the Tensor G5, exploring its TSMC manufacturing, new CPU and GPU architectures, and the AI capabilities that could redefine your mobile experience. Stay with us for all the details. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A strategic move in semiconductors. The United States government is reportedly considering acquiring equity stakes in major semiconductor manufacturers, Samsung Electronics and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC. This potential move signals a significant shift in how the U.S. approaches critical technology supply chains and national security interests. The discussions are said to be linked to the allocation of funds from the CHIPS and Science Act, a landmark piece of legislation aimed at boosting domestic semiconductor manufacturing and research. This initiative reflects a broader global trend of governments seeking greater control and influence over the production of advanced technologies, particularly semiconductors, which are vital for everything from artificial intelligence and 5G to defense systems and everyday electronics. The CHIPS Act, signed into law in August 2022, authorizes approximately $52 billion in subsidies and incentives for semiconductor manufacturing and research in the United States. However, the specifics of how these funds will be distributed and what conditions might be attached remain a subject of ongoing debate and negotiation. Acquiring equity stakes would provide the U.S. government with a direct financial interest in the success and operations of these leading chipmakers, potentially aligning their strategic goals with national interests. For Samsung and TSMC, this could mean increased collaboration with U.S. entities, access to further government support, and potentially greater integration into the American technological ecosystem. However, it also raises questions about the extent of government involvement in private enterprise and the potential implications for global market dynamics. Reports suggest that the U.S. government is looking at various models for investment, which could include direct ownership or other forms of financial partnership. The rationale behind such a move is multifaceted. Firstly, it aims to ensure a stable and secure supply of semiconductors for the U.S. market, reducing reliance on overseas production, particularly in regions with geopolitical tensions. Secondly, it seeks to foster innovation and maintain U.S. leadership in semiconductor technology by supporting key players in the industry. The semiconductor industry is characterized by immense capital requirements, complex manufacturing processes, and intense global competition. Government support, in various forms, has become increasingly common as nations recognize the strategic importance of this sector. While the U.S. has historically relied on market forces, the escalating competition and supply chain vulnerabilities exposed during the COVID-19 pandemic have prompted a more interventionist approach. Industry analysts are closely watching these developments, with reactions likely to be mixed. Some may view this as a necessary step to safeguard national interests and bolster domestic technological capabilities. Others might express concerns about market distortion, potential diplomatic friction, and the complexities of government oversight in a highly specialized industry. the long-term impact on Samsung and TSMC, as well as the broader semiconductor landscape, will depend on the final structure of any potential agreement and the strategic priorities that guide these investments. This potential move by the U.S. government underscores the critical role semiconductors play in the modern economy and the lengths to which nations are willing to go to secure their technological future. Will this government involvement reshape the future of chip manufacturing? Next, we're diving into the latest advancements from Google's chip division. Google's Tensor G5, a new era for pixels. Google has officially unveiled its latest mobile processor, the Tensor G5, which will power the upcoming Pixel 10 series smartphones. This announcement marks a significant milestone for the company's custom silicon efforts, particularly with the integration of TSMC's advanced manufacturing capabilities. For years, Google's Tensor chips have been instrumental in enabling unique pixel features, leveraging AI and machine learning to enhance user experiences. However, they have also faced criticism for lagging behind industry rivals in terms of raw processing power and power efficiency. The Tensor G5 is manufactured by TSMC using its cutting-edge 3nm process technology. This transition from Samsung Foundry, a longtime partner, to TSMC is a pivotal development. TSMC has historically demonstrated a strong track record in producing more efficient and powerful chips compared to Samsung's processes, a factor that could directly translate into improved performance and battery life for the Pixel 10. While Google has not disclosed specific efficiency gains over the Tensor G4, the Pixel 10 phones are advertised with an impressive 30+ hours of battery life, a notable increase from the Pixel 9's 24+ hours. This improvement is likely a combination of slightly larger batteries and enhanced component efficiency, with the Tensor G5 expected to play a crucial role in this optimization. Furthermore, addressing a persistent issue with previous Pixel models, overheating, Google claims to have upgraded the hardware and software thermal controls. This should allow the chipset to sustain higher clock speeds without performance throttling, a critical factor for maintaining consistent user experience. The connectivity aspect has also seen improvements. Building on the Exynos Modem 5400 introduced in the previous generation, Google has focused on further optimizing this experience through software refinements, aiming to resolve earlier connectivity issues that plagued some Pixel devices. Under the hood, the Tensor G5 features a revised CPU layout. It comprises 1 high-performance core, 5 medium-performance cores, and 2 efficiency cores. This configuration differs significantly from the Tensor G4's 1 big, 3 medium, and 4 little core arrangement. Google has confirmed the use of latest generation mid-core IPs, strongly suggesting the inclusion of ARM's Cortex A725 cores. This aligns with previous leaks indicating a configuration of 1 Cortex X4 core, 5 Cortex A725 cores, and 2 Cortex A520 cores. Google claims an average CPU performance increase of 34% over the Tensor G4, although the specific benchmarks for single-core or multi-core performance remain undisclosed. It is anticipated that the Tensor G5 may still fall short of top-tier chipsets like Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite in peak performance metrics. Regarding graphics, Google has been notably vague, mentioning only updated GPU IP and stating that top games ran very well during internal testing. Leaks suggest a potential shift away from ARM's Mali GPUs to an Imagination DXD 481536 GPU, a departure that might impact gaming compatibility due to differing driver support. Notably, Google has confirmed that the Tensor G5 GPU will not support ray tracing. Artificial intelligence is a key focus for the Tensor G5. Google claims its tensor processing unit, TPU, is up to 60% more powerful, thanks to architectural upgrades and higher frequencies. The new chip supports a Matryoshka transformer model, a nesting architecture for AI models that allows for dynamic switching between a smaller, speed-optimized model and a larger, quality-focused model. This approach reportedly enhances AI performance, with the Gemini Nano model running on the Tensor G5 claimed to be 2.6x faster and twice as efficient for tasks like pixel screenshots and the Recorder app. The token window has also expanded significantly, from 12,000 to 32,000, enabling more complex AI interactions. The Image Signal Processor, ISP, has also been redesigned, working more closely with the digital signal processor, mirroring trends seen in competing chipsets. This allows for advanced scene segmentation, improving image quality in portrait shots, and enabling features like 10-bit HDR by default for 1080p and 4K/30 FPS video. However, 8K video recording still relies on cloud processing. Overall, the Tensor G5 represents a significant step forward for Google's custom silicon, particularly with its TSMC manufacturing and enhanced AI capabilities. While peak performance might not rival the absolute best in the market, the focus on AI, efficiency, and unique pixel features remains clear. With these advancements in processors, how is the market reacting to key players in the semiconductor industry? Let's shift our focus to TSMC and its recent performance. TSMC, navigating tariffs and valuations. Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company, TSMC, continues to be a dominant force in the global semiconductor industry, and recent developments have put its market position and stock performance under a spotlight. The company's shares have demonstrated remarkable resilience and growth, with a more than 20% climb in the last year and an impressive surge of over 130% in the past 3 years. This sustained upward trend has outpaced many of its industry peers, prompting a closer look at the factors driving its success and whether the stock remains an attractive investment opportunity. A key factor contributing to investor confidence has been TSMC's exemption from new U.S. chip tariffs. This strategic advantage has alleviated concerns about potential competitive setbacks and smoothed its path in a highly competitive global market. While the semiconductor sector is inherently dynamic, with occasional market fluctuations and internal challenges, TSMC's long-term narrative is one of continuous innovation and robust operational performance. The company's strategic decision to phase out older 6-inch wafer production is a clear signal of its focus on efficiency and its commitment to future growth by concentrating on advanced manufacturing nodes. In contrast to rivals like Intel, which are still striving to catch up technologically, TSMC maintains a strong lead, reinforcing its dominant position in the market. However, as with any investment, understanding whether TSMC is currently undervalued requires a deep dive into its financial valuation metrics. According to various valuation frameworks, TSMC often scores highly, suggesting that its stock may still offer significant upside potential. One of the primary valuation methods employed is the discounted cash flow (DCF) model. This model projects a company's future cash flows and discounts them back to their present value, providing an estimate of the company's intrinsic worth. For TSMC, the trailing 12 months of free cash flow are substantial, exceeding $803 billion. Projections indicate robust annual growth, with expected cash flow potentially reaching over $3.6 trillion by 2035. Analysts utilizing a two-stage free cash flow to equity model have calculated an intrinsic value for TSMC shares of approximately $1,409. This figure is about 19.4% below its current trading price, indicating that the market may not be fully pricing in the company's substantial future cash-generating potential. Another critical metric is the price-to-earnings (PE) ratio. TSMC currently trades at a PE ratio of 20x. This is notably lower than its key peer average of 26x and the broader semiconductor industry average of 29x. Furthermore, SimplyWall SD's proprietary fair ratio, which takes into account TSMC's growth outlook, profitability, and risk profile, stands at 35x. The considerable gap between TSMC's actual PE ratio and this fair ratio suggests that the stock might be undervalued based on its earnings potential and its standing within the industry. Beyond quantitative analysis, the concept of a narrative is also crucial for investors. A company narrative is a personal story that links a company's future prospects, including growth, margins, and risks, to an investor's assumptions about fair value. Platforms like Simply Wall-Sent allow investors to build and compare these narratives, translating their views of a company's future into dynamic fair value estimates. For instance, an optimistic narrative might project surging AI chip demand, leading to a fair value of $1,800 per share, while a more cautious narrative, focusing on margin risks, might estimate a fair value as low as $1,100. This approach provides a clear framework for investors to track whether TSMC's current share price aligns with their assessment of its worth, guiding buy or sell decisions. The company's strong balance sheet and outstanding track record further bolster its investment appeal, making it a compelling option for those seeking exposure to the high-growth semiconductor sector. As TSMC solidifies its market position, how are other tech giants innovating at the chip level? Let's look at Google's latest processor announcement. Google Tensor G5, powering the Pixel 10. Google has officially unveiled its latest custom silicon, the Tensor G5 processor, set to debut in the forthcoming Pixel 10 smartphone series. This marks a significant evolution for Google's in-house chip development, with the processor being manufactured by TSMC on its advanced 3nm process node. This strategic shift from Samsung Foundry to TSMC is expected to yield substantial improvements in performance and efficiency, addressing previous limitations of Tensor chips. The Tensor G5 processor promises a leap in capabilities for Pixel devices. Google highlights that the Pixel 10 phones will feature 30+ hours of battery life, an increase from the Pixel 9's 24+ hours. While some of this improvement is attributed to larger batteries, the Tensor G5's enhanced power efficiency is a key contributor. A persistent issue with earlier Tensor chips has been thermal management, leading to throttling during intensive tasks. Google claims to have significantly upgraded the hardware and software thermal controls in the Tensor G5, enabling higher clock speeds without compromising performance. The standard Pixel 10 will incorporate a graphite thermal solution, while the Pro models will feature vapor chamber cooling, aiming to mitigate heating problems. Connectivity has also been a focus, with Google stating that the Tensor G5 builds upon the Exynos Modem 5400 from the Pixel 9 series, further optimizing the experience through software refinements. This suggests a continued effort to ensure reliable and robust connectivity. The CPU architecture of the Tensor G5 has been revised, featuring 1 large core, 5 medium cores, and 2 small cores. Google has confirmed the use of latest generation mid-core IPs, which are believed to be ARM's Cortex-A725 cores, alongside a Cortex-X4 prime core and Cortex-A520 efficiency cores. Google claims an average CPU performance increase of 34% compared to the Tensor G4, though specific benchmark details are scarce. While this represents a notable improvement, it's unlikely to surpass the peak performance of flagship chipsets from competitors like Qualcomm. Details on the GPU are less concrete, with Google only mentioning updated GPU IP. Previous leaks suggest a move away from ARM's Mali GPUs to an Imagination Technologies GPU, a significant change that could impact gaming compatibility and performance due to differing driver ecosystems. Notably, the Tensor G5 GPU will not support ray tracing. Despite the lack of specifics, Google asserts that the Pixel 10 series demonstrated excellent gaming performance during internal testing. Artificial intelligence, AI, remains a central pillar of the Tensor G5's design. Google claims the Tensor Processing Unit, TPU, is up to 60% more powerful, achieved through architectural enhancements and higher operating frequencies. The chip supports a novel Matryoshka transformer model, a nested AI architecture that allows for dynamic switching between different model sizes for optimal performance and efficiency. This enables the Gemini Nano model to run 2.6 times faster and twice as efficiently on the Tensor G5 for tasks like pixel screenshots and the Recorder app. The AI model's token window has also been expanded from 12,000 to 32,000, significantly increasing its capacity for processing complex information. The Image Signal Processor, ISP, has been redesigned to work more closely with the digital signal processor, enabling advanced scene segmentation for improved photo and video quality. Features like enhanced portrait segmentation for specific facial features and 10-bit HDR support for 1080p and 4K video capture at 30 FPS are included. However, 8K video recording still relies on cloud processing. Despite the lack of detailed GPU specifications, the Tensor G5 represents a significant advancement for Google's Pixel ecosystem, focusing on AI, efficiency, and improved user experiences, largely thanks to TSMC's manufacturing prowess. As we wrap up today's deep dives, let's quickly recap the major headlines. We've covered potential government investments in chip giants, Google's new processor, and TSMC's market standing. And that's a wrap on today's Qualcomm Pulse. We saw the US government eyeing stakes in Samsung and TSMC, Google's new Tensor G5 processor powering the Pixel 10, and TSMC's strong market position despite global shifts. Don't miss out on future updates. Like this video, subscribe to Qualcomm Pulse, and hit that notification bell. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and follow us on all our social channels for more tech news.